Sabhaya Namaha. The whole program is very engrossing, interesting, and amusing also. Little Pramod has shown us how to stick to the task, totally focused, undeterred by whatever external forces try to act on you, just go on regardless. This is a great message of Swami Vivekananda also. వెన్నెల రోజు నరేంద్రుని పుట్టిన రోజు యువతకు స్ఫూర్తి ప్రేరణ లభించిన రోజు దానికి ఉదాహరణ వేల సంఖ్యలో యువత సభాస్థలిలో ఇంకా వందల మంది బయట రోడ్లపైన కూడా ఉన్నారు వస్తూ చూశాను ఇంతమంది ఒక్కసారి ఇక్కడ ఉన్నారంటే వివేకానందుని బోధనలు ఆయన సందేశం మీరు ఎంత చక్కగా అర్థం చేసుకున్నారు అన్న విషయం ప్రస్ఫుటం అవుతుంది ఇప్పుడు మీ కర్తవ్యం మీ బాధ్యత మీ కుటుంబాల్లో మీ స్నేహితుల్లో చుట్టూ ఉన్న మీ సమాజంలో అదే ప్రేరణ అదే స్ఫూర్తి అదే శక్తి అన్నది ప్రసరించేటట్టు చేయడం ఇద్దరు మహా వ్యక్తులు ఎంతో చక్కటి సందేశం ఇచ్చారు దే హావ్ టాక్డ్ ఆఫ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ పాజిటివ్స్ from the life and from the times of Swami Vivekananda. I belong to a very dark profession. I keep seeing the darker side of human nature day in and day out. And to balance out what the other two speakers have said, and also you have a lot of positives in you, don't worry about it. That's why you are here, otherwise you would not have been. Beginning of the year, with Sankranti around, holiday times, everybody would have been in a festive and a very, very leisurely spirit. The very fact that you have come here in droves shows that how much you value today, how much you value the message of Swamiji. You have all those positives in you. But to balance out, each one of us, however positive we are, we have a few negatives also. If not in us, and the people who are close to us, around us. So most of the examples, most of the things that I would be talking would be a little pessimistic. This is not what I intended to speak till I came onto the dais. Now after hearing to both of them, I thought I'll give the other side of what is happening in society so that when you go out from here, you work on the correctives and try to bring the society on the even keel. Now, it was very properly said that the youth power in India today is the biggest compared to any other society, any other country in the world. If below the age of 35 you have 60% of the population, between 15 and 35 you have 40% of that. 40% energy when the other societies like Japan, US, Scandinavian societies, they are all turning geriatric. Beyond the age of 65, 70, no energy left at that particular age. The younger segment to support the aged, and we have a country bubbling with energy, with youth here. When we were young in the colleges, preparing for civil services, we were always told two biggest problems that India has. One is the population explosion. Second one is the brain drain. Miraculously, within 20-30 years, the same two, which we used to regard as curse for the nation, today they are the biggest strengths that we have. A lot of our youth, they have been going out. They have been sending in money. Your balance of payments, foreign exchange problems are totally solved. I remember 1991 when I had visited Ramakrishna Math here. Swami Ranganathanandaji was here. 2-3 of us friends, we had come and met him. Very bleak days, 1990, 1991. I recall that time. Political instability, coalition government at the center. Nobody knew how long it would last. We were sitting with the Swamiji. Offhand we told him that day, the newspapers had carried the banner headlines, India's prestige at stake. Now, to see that we don't default paying to the IMF our installments, we had to take away gold from the country and sell it in the London markets. That was a state. When we raised this before the Swamiji, ఇక్కడి నుంచి ఇంకా ఎంత పతనం అవుతాం, ఏ స్థితికి చేరుకుంటున్నాము అని అన్నప్పుడు ఆయన చిరునవ్వుతో ఒక సమాధానం ఇచ్చారు ఆ రోజు. ఇక్కడి నుంచి మేము ఎక్కడ వెళ్ళాం, ఇంక ఇక్కడి నుంచి ఉత్థానమే కానీ పతనం అనేది లేదు భారతీయ సమాజానికి. రెండు కారణాలు. One is steeped in the philosophy of Swami Vivekananda. He always believed that Indian society will come up from whatever morass, whatever crevice it is pushed into. Second one, నవ్వుతూ అన్నారు, దాన్ని అలా దాచిపెట్టి ఇంకో విషయం అన్నారు, ఎంత అట్టడుగుకు చేరుకున్నామంటే ఇక్కడి నుంచి ఇంకా పాతాళంలోకి వెళ్ళలేము, బాటంలో చేరుకున్నాము, ఇక్కడి నుంచి ఎటు వెళ్ళినా పాజిటివ్ కానీ పై ఉత్థానమే కానీ పతనం ఉండదు అని. దట్ ఈస్ హిస్ వే ఆఫ్ పుట్టింగ్ ఇట్, బట్ వాట్ హీ హ్యాడ్ ఇన్ మైండ్ వాజ్ ది పాజిటివ్స్. టుడే వెన్ వీ హ్యావ్ ది youth energy, I, as a police officer, as Commissioner of Police of this city, I keep seeing a lot of youth becoming directionless, getting into the wrong way. Same, the creativity that they have, which can be used for positive purposes, is going in a very, very negative way. In Coimbatore, when they have talked of drugs, very low-grade drugs like ganja, today Hyderabad has gone. It's become a very global, international, sophisticated city. When good things have come, very, very sophisticated and dangerous drugs like heroin, cocaine, that is what we consume, not ganja or hashish. These are all very low-grade ones for Hyderabad. And there are youth who have been spending 1.5 lakh to 2 lakh rupees a month on buying drugs. There are parents who are giving them that much of pocket money. I don't know whether to pity the parents or rejoice with them that they have reached a stage where they are able to take care of every need, including the drug need of their children. But that is a reality that's happening, and it is spreading really very fast. Today, unless we give some values, confidence, and a positive direction to our youth, the same very the asset of youth that we have, which was the earlier speaker spoke about, is going to be the destructive point for our society. It's going to be a destructive point. Values, they do not have. In fact, I attended the college day program in the university, the campus college, very recently. When I went there, it was all very peaceful. Actually, forget about, I'm not talking of Usmania University, forget about it. I'm talking of some other university where I went to. There, I told them one thing. As Commissioner of Police of the city, I'm really happy that you are not giving us any nightmares, any troubles, because you don't agitate, you don't create any problems. You have been good, well behaving. As far as the police force is concerned, I am happy because my job is easier that way. But as a public-spirited citizen, I am deeply concerned that you don't carry that unrest within you. When we were in the colleges, when we were in the university, there used to be a lot of discussion about the society, what is happening to it, whether the imperialism or the socialism, what should be the guiding path for the society? Where does India stand on such vital issues? Today, the youth do not have time for all these things. They are always worried about what type of motorcycle one has, what type of jeans pants somebody is wearing, what course he is doing, what is going to happen to his campus recruitment, whether he is going to get passport in time, visa in time, to emigrate and then get materially rich. Every one of them have become individualistic. Nobody has time to think of the society. That's the time you really keep thinking, is this the society Is this the ethos and culture which had talked of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam? Today, it's just the reverse. It is Kutumba Aiva Vasudha. Your family, yourself, your needs, that is the center of your existence. Nobody has time to think beyond. So that is why society is really getting into a big problem. Parents are to blame, teachers are to blame for whatever is happening. I'm really happy at least there is one parent here who thought he could be the best teacher for his children, for his son. That is why we start off. Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. Only three. Fourth one you forget about it. At least three we say. These are the three who deserve to be worshipped. If a parent is combining the teacher's role in him and is becoming the role model for his children, teaching ethics, morals, and then the worldly wisdom, you can't have a happier society than that. But unfortunately, we have very, very few people who do that. Now, the problem is starting with the parents and the teachers themselves. Parents, as parents, we are making our children into cultural Saharas. We don't them rejoice, participate in a festival. Festivals are forgotten. Sankranti is starting. How many do know the significance of Sankranti? What does Bhogi stand for? What does Kanuma stand for? What does Makara Sankranti stand for? I don't think any of our children know. They don't know it because we don't celebrate them at homes. That day also we send our children to colleges or to sit and prepare for examinations. That is what we have been doing. Any number of corporate colleges are here. Once some boys into 10th and intermediate, they're cut off from rest of the world. They're just done this and then what? He tries for it. He wants to get into medicine. He wants to get into engineering. If he has not got it, then what? We don't have even a fail-safe mechanism. The child thinks that his world has ended once he is not able to make it to that. And that is why we keep patrolling the Hussain Sagar Lake here whenever the MSET results come throughout. You know, normally we keep 2 boats. That time we keep 8 boats. And we fence off Charminar also on top. We don't allow anybody to go up. Because these are the 2 favorite places in Hyderabad city for the children aged between 16 and 18 when they think that their life has come to a dead end at the young age of 16 and 18 to go and jump into the water or fall from the top. When he falls from the top, some motorcyclist is going down. For no fault of his, he also dies there. This is I may be sounding a little lighter vein, but this is what's happening in Hyderabad. So this is definitely the fault of the parents. We're putting too much of premium on this sort of only single activity, and then we're not giving them the fail-safe things. And the role of the teacher. Even here, please think, this is what is much more painful. Now, he was telling just now, in the childhood, he was finding it difficult to stand and talk anything in front of the school audience. We have experienced all this when we were children. When I was a child, when I would walk to my school, if my class teacher is coming in the opposite direction, it's a very fearful sight. You get frightful. How to cross him and go? How do I wish him? Should I say namaste or should I do something else? Sometimes you take the easy way out. If there's a lane by lane somewhere, just get into that. After he crosses, come back and then walk. A teacher used to instill all the 3, bhayam, bhakti, prema. All the 3 he used to arouse in you. But today I don't think teachers are feared. They are respected, not they carry any love. The mutual love also has ended. Everything is economics. The teacher is measuring. I have gone and spent 1 hour in a corporate college. How much am I richer by? A student also is thinking, I'm giving him money. I'm spending 50,000, 60,000 a year. What more does he want? This is the type of relationship that exists between the teacher and the taught. I have seen a school here a few years back when 4-year-old girl, she came out of the school, she was crossing the road, run over under a truck and died right in front of the school. Girl's name was Divya. The reaction of the school was to close the gates immediately. None of the teachers, none from the management came out to see what had happened to that girl. That evening when I went, to ask them, what is this inhuman behavior? The response was, for this child safety, our responsibility ends at the gate. What happens in front, what happens outside is not our concern. This is what was the reply of the school. I don't think in our childhood, any teacher, any school would have behaved like this. It would not have happened. That is why when they say, Chadu Samskaram, Vidya Buddhi, Vidya Buddhulu, an education institution, a teacher is supposed to inculcate all this. Is any teacher giving the student anything beyond academics today? Chadu, yes. Samskaram is able to give. He is not giving. Now the negative aspects we are seeing now. Last year, we registered 7 cases against the teachers. Against the teachers. The parents and the children, they come and say that corporal punishment was meted out to the child. That's why they have come to the police station and given a complaint. Today, in the first 12 days, already 3 cases have been reported. This is something that you could not visualize as children. In fact, there is a saying, spare the rod, spoil the child. The teachers used to exhort the teachers to be, the parents used to exhort the teachers to be tough with their children, to put them on proper way. But I don't think today it's happening. Now, you just keep waiting, the second stage also will come. So much of human rights, so much liberalization in society, what we are finding in the West. I was in Los Angeles last year. I have seen in a police station 53 cases registered to the police station. My father has abused me. And that's a society which recognizes the child rights of everybody. And parents are being held up. Parent is scared of the children. Now probably we are getting into a generation now, when we were children, we used to be scared of our teachers and parents. Now, we are scared of our children. You were scared of your parents, you are scared of children. That's how we are getting sandwiched now. Unless you correct this particular thing and restore the teacher to his rightful position in the society, youth cannot be on proper track. That is the fault of the teacher, fault of the society, fault of the teachers, that I am not getting into it. But then, this correction definitely has to be made. Just 4-5 days back, I saw one teacher in a particular program. His student has gone and settled somewhere abroad. Old Boys Association meeting was going on. Teacher in a very advanced age now, he was on the dais. The student also came up. He says, Namaste Master. You know, sarcastically what the teacher says. Yanta kalamaindaya oka rendu chedulu jodinchi namaskarinchina sishyunni chusi. This is the exact comment that the teacher made. There might be some sarcasm in that, but this is what is happening. This is what's happening. So just think what we can do. Now the theme of the 3-day celebrations is Shraddha. This is all part of what we are discussing is Shraddha in different ways. Lack of it in the society. There is a definite need to restore all this. The other point is, yes, very aptly it is said, Swami Anupananda, beginning, when he was mentioning about that confidence. In fact, I am richer by a few anecdotes and a few good examples participating in this program today. Pedanna thing that he talked about, yes, the youth, lack of confidence. I keep seeing many very worthy children, very well educated, they come and say, sir, I am appearing for constable selection, kindly help us. Then I say, look, you are a postgraduate, you have done all this, why don't you aspire for something high? Why don't you try for civil services? Why don't you try for a sub-inspector's post at least? Why are you limiting your vision to only getting selected as constable? His father was a constable, so he also wants to, he is not thinking of a higher vision. I think I'll add a couple of anecdotes here from the same ones, how the conditioning right from the childhood limits your vision and limits your aspiration to come up in life, in whatever way, materialistic way or spiritual way, in whatever way. See, the elephant, when it is born, when it is a small, it's a very tender, nascent age, to see that it does not move around here or there, the handler, it prepares a small rope made of straw, very weak one, and then ties it to a tree or a peg. It tucks at it, it tries to come out of that, It cannot. And then it stands there. It keeps growing up. It keeps growing up. It is used for all sorts of very heavy works, like taking the logs, pulling down the trees, a lot of things it does. But then when its handler comes and ties it to that rope, that narrow straw, it wants to move away from there. It tugs at it, but then it thinks that it's some initial resistance. It thinks that I cannot break it and stands there. That's how, when you start getting conditioned, when you think that I can do only this much and no more, you limit yourself there. But there is a world of possibilities. You are able to do much more. You don't realize your own worth. That is because of the lack of confidence that you have. There is a similar one. Another small anecdote on that. See, a hen, it has laid a lot of eggs, and it's about to hatch. From somewhere, egg of an eagle also comes and is there. The hen does not distinguish. It hatches all the eggs. Naturally, from a hen's egg, a chick comes. From a eagle's egg, an eagle or eaglet, it comes out. So it is also moving around with the chicks now. Chicks are making that particular sound which they make. So the eagle also starts making the same sound. They are just flying 2-3 feet high. It is also doing only that much. So suddenly it finds a soaring eagle flying in the sky against the sun. It asks the hen, "Mother, what is that?" No, don't worry about that. It's a very, very regal bird called eagle. Its destiny is to soar very high, it does it. But our destiny is only this much, will remain here. That eagle lives like a chick, dies like a chick. It never understands what potential it had in him. Many of our youth are falling prey to this sort of limitations that they impose on themselves. They don't think high. Once they don't think high, their achievements also are definitely going to be low. Imagine what Abraham Lincoln had done. He tried to become a councillor in a small municipality, lost the election. That's all. He thought, no, this is not for me. Then he tried for municipal chairman's post. And then he competed that election, he lost. Then he thought, perhaps something higher for me. Then he tried for a senator's post. That election also he lost. Then he upgraded himself to a governor's election. That election also he lost. Then vice president. That election also he lost. Then he thought, perhaps all these things are not for me. I am destined to become president of the United States. He contested that election and became that. And then what a great president he made, ultimately. That is what confidence can do. With every non-success or the seeming failure, he was upping his standards, upping his bar. Ultimately, he could achieve the highest level. How many of our youth are able to do this? They don't realize what is the worth in them. It's really a sorry state of affairs. This is not what Swami Vivekananda had exerted when he said, "Awake, arise, and then work unto death." That is another famous exhortation that he had made. So if you keep doing this, if you realize your potential, definitely you would be reaching very, very high. While doing all this, only one very small thing that was crossing my mind sitting here, the difference in our childhood and now. We had good examples among leaders. In 1960s, still the generation which had just come out of the independence struggle, or the generation which had seen the great leaders of independence struggle, they were alive. They were alive. So we had good models available to us in particularly 60s and early 70s, etc. But today, your problem is you don't have enough of models in public life. You have to seek them and then follow them. In fact, patriotism was a byword for us. Even the films that we used to watch, every Telugu film or Hindi film used to have at least one patriotic song in that. Today, none of them. That genre itself is extinct. In the cinema hall also, the last thing, before we walked out of the cinema hall, we used to instinctively stand up. Janaganamana used to be played in a cinema hall with the flag fluttering, and we looking at it with a lot of pride that your flag is flying so regally there. And then Till that song ended, nobody ventured out of the cinema hall. So this was innate in us. And then when we attended the August 15th, January 26th national festivals, we used to, not because our teachers at the school compelled us to go, we used to go on our own. Earlier day, we used to go to the school, clean it up, keep everything ready, get the ground ready, and then go that morning, participate in the festivity there. And then all of us would march to the district headquarters ground, where thousands and thousands of children would be there attending the national. Today you see parade ground is very close by from here. Forget about others, even the government servants, IAS and IPS officers, a circular comes on the earlier day. You must be present there. If anybody is not able to come, please take permission by writing in advance. If you are not present there, you will have to explain as to why you are absent. Even then, many are not attending. If we don't value your own country, you don't value your own flag, what is that we can do for the country? You cannot. Naturally, the societal standards will go down, and you don't take pride in what you are, who you are, what nation you belong to. So these definitely are the things that need to be corrected. And the other point to the youngsters, because I'm finding a lot of cyber criminals from this category, a lot of drug addicts, a lot of them who are committing improprieties. Parents are not showing any concern to what they are doing. This is all because of the great impatience that they are showing. Today I have completed my education. In 4 years' time I should own a flat, I should own a car. Why 4 years? There are those who come out, join the job, within 1 year he wants to have both of them. Whereas you don't realize your earlier generation has slogged and slogged for 20, 30 years before they found some stability in life. So impatience. Once you have impatience, the question of ends and means. You want to be successful at any cost, employing any methods. Neither you have been given social moorings, the moral moorings by your parents, not teachers, nor you find any restriction too big for yourself to achieve success in life. Impatience. With the result, what happens? You tend to do a lot of wrong things. A lot of violent things. Ahimsa Paramadharma. This is what our generation was told. Now, Himso Paramakartavya. If you want to, whatever you do, be violent. Aggression is another thing that is being talked about. He is not aggressive enough. I have seen this being talked about by many counselors in the education institutions and others. He should be more aggressive. This is some word that our generation did not understand when we were children. Aggression was never associated as a virtue with as a good human quality. But that word is being used. It's being used in cricket. It is being used in anything. So much so, now our people also are trying to learn from the Australians how to sledge, how to use wrong and negative tactics. Sledging is best handled by patience, by your equanimity, like Sachin Tendulkar does, not like Suresh Raina or somebody, Harbhajan Singh does it. Let's learn from a man like him, who has an excellent upbringing, who has nice values in life. Those are the examples we should look for, not the others, even if you are picking up somebody from the sports arena. So these are some of the very negative things that are happening in Hyderabad society, must be happening elsewhere also. Now that you have certain values, you value them, now your task is to see that these things are spread into your neighborhoods, among your friends, and into your immediate society. With these words, it's a privilege to be part of this program. A man who has given so much to this nation and to the world on his birthday, recalling his message and then also becoming part of it in spreading it and imbibing it, rededicating such a message, giving it unto ourselves is really a great occasion. I'm really privileged. I'm happy for this invitation. And I wish all my young brothers and sisters here great future, not merely in materialistic sense, in every sense of the word, spiritually, morally, physically, materially, in every way, you should be a success. Thank you.